Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week, as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to do like a little bit of a life update for you guys. I did ask on Twitter, I think it was, and like people said that they liked watching these videos. I've had so much going on in the last 6 months, and my channel has taken a hit because of it, my blog's taken a hit because of it, and I don't know, I kind of just want to sit down and explain what's been happening and all that kind of thing. Basically, this is my start afresh video. So I am, from this point forward, hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be uploading every week, if not every week, every other week. I have so many ideas and like my creativity is just like crazy at the moment. So I just really want to kind of channel that into this, basically. I really miss doing YouTube. I miss being able to sit down and chat like this, and I'm just really excited to get back into it. So, a little bit of a life update. Now, before I start this, I did mention in my last vlog that I did, which is the video I uploaded before this, that I filmed it on that day and I was wearing a different top and like I looked very different, I think. It's a week later. I did film it that day, and then as I was going through my camera deleting things that I don't need on there for work anymore, I deleted half of the video. So I had like half of an update and then the other half was gone. So I thought, like, I'm in a bit of a better mindset this week and all that kind of thing, so I thought I would sit down and film it again, because I do really want to get this video up and I want to kind of kickstart everything from here. It's very warm in England again, and because of where I'm sat next to the window, so I apologise if you can hear some breeze coming in. I also have no makeup on. I've got a little bit of mascara on and that is it, because it's just so warm. So apologies for the shiny face, but I'm just not wearing makeup today, and you know, we're just all going to deal with it. This is how I'm putting myself on the internet, and we're moving on. Okay, so where do I start? If you didn't know, 6 months ago I moved to London. I did like a few videos about that, and that has really been the biggest change for me. Since moving, so much has happened and my life has been like really crazy and hectic, but in the best way possible. So yeah, so much has changed. If you didn't know, 6 months ago, beginning of February, I moved to London. I'll link all the videos that I did about that down below, like explaining why I moved and everything. So yeah, that was like the first big change, and that was kind of where the first hit was taken on this channel. So yeah, that kind of kick-started everything. I did come down for a job. I was extremely lucky, and I did kind of walk straight into a job, and I realised quite soon into that job, I think I worked there for 5 weeks, that it was not good for me. I don't know what it was about the job. I don't know if it was because I was customer facing, or kind of the area, or the fact that it was so different to what I was used to at home, but it did not work for me. I ended up getting quite ill. I ended up having to take days off work. Oh, I thought there was a man climbing into my garden then. He's not climbing into my garden, it's okay. Alright, let's continue. So yeah, I ended up getting quite ill, I ended up taking days off work, and my friends were really noticing it, as well as my family, I guess, and I just knew that it wasn't right for me, and I knew that if I stayed there I'd end up hating my life down here, and that was not what I wanted. So I kind of started sporadically applying for jobs. I knew that the next job I went into, I wanted it to be a career rather than just a job, I guess. So I started applying for things that I knew would tide me over until I found something, and then things that were a little bit more adventurous, I guess, so like the career type jobs. If you don't know, my background is in design. I am technically a web designer. I can't do that anymore because of my mental health. However, I still have like the skills and things, and I'm very creative, and I'm trained in the creative industry, I guess. I don't know, that kind of thing. So I applied for a couple of jobs kind of around that, and one of them just seemed like a dream to me. It was just incredible, and I was like, I'm not qualified to do this job, but I'm going to apply for it because what have I got to lose? And 3 days later I got a phone call inviting me to an interview, and then I think it was about a week after that, I think it was, I started the job. So I'm now working back in the creative industry. I'm kind of a graphic designer, video editor, soon to be podcast producer. Like, my role is so varied and I absolutely love it. I've never enjoyed a job so much. I am really sorry about this noise. I've got people gardening outside. apologies. So yeah, I absolutely love my job. I wake up every morning and I can't wait to go to work and see kind of what's going to happen, and the challenges that I get are just perfect for me, and it's such a contrast as to how I was in this old job. Because of that, I found that my mental health has got better. I kind of just have like a bit of a new lease on life, I guess. I'm very happy and enthusiastic about things again, which is incredible. It was really what I needed. But obviously because of that, and because of the old job, I didn't really have the time to kind of sit down. I was settling into things. I ended up working quite late with my old job. Well, not working late, it was a standard kind of hour job, but it takes me about an hour and a half to get to work. And then obviously the same to come back. So I was getting home really late and I had just about enough time to eat, shower, spend half an hour like relaxing and then sleeping so that I was ready again for the next day. So it really took it out of me. Although I was being creative, I didn't have the time to channel it into anything or to kind of have that outside of work. So that didn't really work for me either. And then from there, I've now changed my hours and things, and it just suits me so much better. It gives me more time to socialise, to spend time on myself and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just absolutely perfect. I love my job so much, and I think it's really kind of fit in with my lifestyle, and it's helped me become more of myself again, which is incredible. So yeah, so that's kind of the job aspect of things, which was the biggest change and all that kind of thing. I guess another reason I haven't really had time to sit is because I have a social life again. Can we get a hell yeah? Like, oh my god, crack open the wine. I didn't have a social life while I was at home. It's like, as in Yorkshire home. It was very hard for me to meet up with friends. I would see one of my friends every week or every 2 weeks on my day off, which was amazing, but we'd sit in like her house pretty much and just chat, which was amazing. It was fine. Like, I love being able to do that with friends, but I didn't really get out. And then another of my friends I ended up seeing like once a month, and that was pretty much it. I did nothing else. I didn't go out, I didn't go for social drinks, I didn't go for like meals and things. I was pretty much a recluse, and although I thought that was working for me, it wasn't. So since moving to London, I have been hectic. It's been incredible. So for the first kind of month or two, I was busy nearly every night of the week seeing friends that live down here. Weekends were spent, well, in my old job, I didn't have full weekends, so my day off was spent either going to visit one of my other friends or kind of doing things in the flat, that kind of thing, that I had to catch up on. So that was a bit hectic. And then since getting my new job, I have full weekends again, and that was then spent with every weekend. I either had a friend coming down for the weekend, I was going home for the weekend, or I had like other things going on such as concerts, visiting other friends that live down here, having other plans. Oh my gosh, it was so hectic, but I absolutely loved it. And again, I was doing things during the week as well. So really, because I didn't want to sacrifice that time with my friends and my family as well, like it was so important for me to spend time with family, I didn't have the time to sit, because if it came to like Sunday afternoon and I wasn't doing anything, I was so tired from the week. So that was incredible. Yeah, it was just amazing to be able to do that. And I kind of always said to myself that up until my holiday, which was a few weeks ago, that was what my life was going to be like. And then after my holiday, I was going to take some time out for myself. So I'm nowhere near as booked up now. Saying that, next week I'm doing something every single night of the week, which means I'm so glad that I have the weekend off. But it's incredible. It's so, so good. And now that I have a little bit more time, it means that I can kind of put days aside to be able to sit and do this, which is incredible. And I can still go see my friends and socialise and go home, and I'm just so excited about kind of the next 6 months and how it's all going to play out. And I'm feeling very dedicated to this at the moment. I've kind of got an end goal in my head and I'm working hard towards that. I'm kind of going to be putting myself out there a lot more. But then also with that, and with working with this and working in this incredible job that I love, I don't want to sacrifice time with friends. I'm finding that extremely valuable at the moment, and I just really don't want to compromise anything to kind of get rid of that. So that is where we stand with that. Along with being busy, I also started seeing someone for the last few months, and that kind of added into the time that I had free. He was around, he didn't get this, so if I kind of said to him, oh, I'm just going to go take 10 minutes to go film a video, he just would not understand. So that kind of took up more time as well. Again, I never compromised seeing my friends for him either. It was very much a, if I have time available, I'll see ya. That makes me out to be like a really bad person to date, but it worked out really well for us. So yeah, so that kind of added into it as well. Just putting it out there as well that that has now broken down, that's no longer going on. So yeah, that was that. That was another kind of thing into the cogs that just made me super busy. And yeah, like, I guess really that is my last 6 months of life in a nutshell. So I guess to talk about how I am right now, really to kind of summarise, I am the happiest that I've ever been. It's incredible to say that because a couple of weeks ago I was having a very, very tough time with anxiety, and I was extremely worried that that was going to stick around again. And it was not pleasant, and I was in a pretty bad place, and it did make me really question everything. And to be able to say now, like even a week out of that, that I'm the happiest that I've ever been, again, kind of like following on from how I was before and during my holiday and things, it's incredible. But I really, really am amazingly happy, and I think that my friends and family are very happy to hear me say that as well. I've had, as I've mentioned before, very touch and go kind of things with my mental health. I am planning on doing a full video for my mental health, because I know I've talked about it on my blog but not so much on here, so I am going to do a video on that. So I think my friends and family are very happy to kind of be able to hear me say that, and I think everything's just kind of moulded together so well. Moving to London was such a risk for me, and even taking like this job and moving to the area that I moved to, all that kind of thing, they were all very, very big risks. And if you know me, I am not a risk taker at all. I play everything safe, I have everything planned. I'm normally quite a boring person, very quiet, and I've suddenly blossomed, I don't know, turned into this person that is quite outgoing and extremely happy. I'd even go as far to say that I'm slightly confident, which is insane. I never ever thought I would say that about myself. And I don't know, like London has put so much pep in my step, I guess, and realising how happy I am down here has really helped with all of that. And I'm getting new opportunities and I'm just so much happier. And yeah, I think moving to London was the biggest risk I have ever taken. I mean, I moved down here for university, down to Kent, and I considered that a massive risk at the time, but moving to London on my own, it's the biggest risk and the best ever payout that I've ever had. And I can't really kind of summarise that anymore. Like, I don't know, I think if you've ever made that life-changing decision move, finally, and then you are like just insanely happy, you will know what I'm talking about. If you've never done that, you probably won't. But also, I guess if you're extremely happy like where you are, you'll know what I mean. Moving 300 miles away from your family is not for everybody, and I didn't think it was for me either. So yeah, to summarise where I'm at the moment, I'm extremely happy. I'm loving my job. I love living in London. I love being the best version of myself that I have ever been. If anything, I think I've changed so much in the last 6 months, even the last 2-3 months. I have changed a lot as a person, and I think that shows a lot, but I think it's in the best way possible. And I feel like this is one of the cheesiest things you will ever hear, but I've kind of started to admit this to myself. I think for a very long time I was hiding who I was, because even I didn't realise who I was. And right now I'm myself, and I think it's the first time I've ever really been myself. And for a lot of people who haven't seen me for so long, it's quite a dramatic change, but I love it, and it's really contributed to me being kind of this happiest version of myself. So yeah, I love my job. I'm the happiest version of myself that I've ever been. I'm living my best life. Little cheesy quote there, but I'm living my best life. I have the most amazing and supportive family and friends around me. Yanni, I mentioned on this channel so many times, she started appearing on it. I don't know what I would do without Yanni, and we have gone from seeing each other once every few months to once every 2 weeks pretty much, and the last month has been hard. We had to go 4 weeks without seeing each other because I was on holiday, and that was really difficult, so I don't know how we used to do it. So yeah, like, all of my friends are just incredible, and I've got such a great support network and the people around me, and I'm just happy. I'm very, very happy. Which I know I've just said that I've had a relationship breakdown, and yeah, I'm sat here going like, I'm the best version of myself. I'm the happiest I've ever been, but I really am. And not to discredit this guy, I think he has contributed to that slightly, in kind of breaking me out of my shell a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I'm living my life a lot, and I hope that you can kind of see that. I'm actually getting quite emotional talking about this. Oh, okay, so yes, pulling myself together a little bit now. This has taken quite a deep turn, hasn't it? There I am, talking about work and my new life in London, and then talking about changing so much and nearly bursting into tears. So yeah, this is going well. So yeah, I don't really want to ramble on anymore. This is a very long video, and if I keep talking about just how happy I am in my life at the moment, I will cry, because I sometimes just need to take the time to sit down and realise how happy I am and how thankful I am. Okay, I'm wrapping this up because I'm getting very emotional and I need to go out, so I can't cry this mascara off or go out with puffy eyes. So we're wrapping this up. I have been doing updates on my blog from my move to London. So I did 1 month in London, 3 months in London, I think, did I? 1 month in London, 3 months in London, and I'm just about to write my 6 months in London. I think that's how I've done it. So yeah, they're all on my blog. I'll leave the links down below. So if you want to kind of see what I've been up to, please do. I love talking about the changes that I've gone through and kind of how I'm finding this city and everything. So that is all on my blog, but I'm happy to do a video about that actually. If you are interested in anything about moving to London or living in London, please let me know. And yeah, that's everything for this week. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on for almost 20 minutes. It's been a long video, but thank you for coming with me. I'm still crying a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week with another one. Bye!